When the Queensland Government has defended its decision to maintain the requirement for interstate testing, despite long lines and long waits for results, reporter Rachel Rieger joins us now from Brisbane. Rachel, good day. So firstly, take us through today's figures.
Good afternoon, Joe. Well, what we've seen in Queensland is that we've recorded 784 new cases. That's come after more than 24,000 new COVID tests. We've got about 4 people in hospital that are being treated for COVID. So our Chief Health Officer says that there's currently not a lot of demand on the health system, which is promising, but also that vaccinations are working and are really doing their job at the moment, just given we do have those low hospitalisation numbers. He also gave us a breakdown. There's about 74 health workers that currently have COVID-19 and about 350 that are isolating. But again, he reassured that there was no impact on health services or particularly to the emergency department. We also asked the Premier about what we're seeing with PCR testing. There has been a little bit of confusion around this 72-hour test before you come into Queensland. The Premier says it's still a requirement, that you do need a negative result on that, but that at the border, police are using their discretion and some people are able to isolate while they wait for that result, but ultimately that requirement is for people to return that negative result to enter into Queensland. She also spoke about the day 5 testing requirement. So we've seen that's put enormous impact on testing clinics here in Queensland, people waiting hours just to be turned away at clinics and also people waiting several days to get their results back. She said in the next 24 to 48 hours, health authorities are going to be looking to see if they could move that day 5 test to a rapid antigen test. And she also said that at 4 clinics, 2 in Brisbane, 1 on the Gold Coast and 1 in Cairns, that they will be ramping up and putting more staff on to deal with that. So this is what the Premier had to say today about the type of demand that they're seeing for Queensland testing clinics.
Everybody knew when they booked a ticket to come here that they would have to adhere by having that PCR test. It was absolutely laid out in concrete. Now that we've had 400,000 border passes, we need to make sure that we are still protecting Queenslanders, but as the world is moving towards rapid antigen tests, it is something that we are closely looking at.
Annastacia Palaszczuk there. And Rachel, what's happening with vaccinations for kids?
Yeah, well, the Premier says that from today that parents will be able to start booking in their children, so those 5 to 11-year-olds, to look to get their COVID test from the 10th of January. So that will be at state-run clinics. Also from that date, children will be able to get a vaccine at GPs and pharmacies. So she says this is to ensure that it gives the children enough time to try and get their vaccination before school starts again. So from today, parents will be able to look to book their child in at clinics across the state.
Okay, Rachel Rieger reporting there from Brisbane.